Hey y'all, I want to talk again about intuition and all these things, right? So, your intuition is this inner knowing or gut feeling, rather, that we all have that helps us to um, move us out of situations or tells us or gives us like a nudge to go somewhere or do something that ends up like falling in line, right? And so, I want to say this is that when it pertains to like follow on of my last video of rejection is divine protection, right? And so because I've seen a couple clips of videos of how women end up staying in situations um, way longer than they need to, men as well, and how they had an inkling about something that ended up being proven right. And this is something that I've mentioned before that it's ancient. It's something that we've pretty much seen time and time again throughout our lives when we see those people um, in our families who we know are in a toxic situation, which doesn't mean abusive or necessarily bad, but it's just a toxic situation, right? Where the two people involved are just, like just not good for each other anymore, or maybe they've never been good for each other, whatever the case may be. And so, when it comes to trusting your intuition, I think one of the things is you have to. I think one of the things is that I go back to looking at the person's actions, right? Your intuition is going to give you an understanding of like this gut feeling of things that change, right? And, but the actions are always going to tell you, are always, your intuition is gonna nudge you, right, to tell you um, like something, right? Very much something. But actions are always going to confirm whatever it is that you need to know, right? And so I think when you're looking to grow with someone as for long term or whatever the case may be, you have to want to do better for yourself. The other person has to want to do better for themselves, and then y'all both come together to do better for each other. There can't be this imbalance of one person is doing better and the other person isn't, because it becomes this reliability that's put on the other person to end up basically doing majority of everything, and it starts to feel like work instead of a partnership or instead of enjoyment, which is what it should be. Don't get me wrong, a relationship in this case is work, regardless of what that relationship is: friendship, romantic, in all the ways, business, whatever the case may be. Every relationship type requires work, but it's a mutual work ethic, or it's a mutual coming together. Just like, remember when you had a group project and you have like a group of 4 people, right? And always have this specific demographic within the group. You have a person that you know is not going to pull their weight. It just happens. You have a person who is going to kind of be more like the assistant and kind of do all the little tasks that everybody else doesn't want to really do, and just kind of be in the background. And then you have probably like one or two people who will actually take the lead on a lot of the work in the project. And so, but no matter what role within the project, it requires all four people to make the project happen. And so, that one person that doesn't really put in any work and is sitting back just relying on everyone else is dead weight. It is not helping in any way, shape, or form, and is causing an imbalance. And so, what ideally, which shouldn't be difficult, to be honest, but for some reason it is. Don't never understood it, but that other person really um, should have their role and be helping and pulling their weight. And so, no matter what the relationship type looks like, um, it should be a mutual coming together of people who have and are doing their own work and pulling their own weight. And don't get me wrong, there are times where you have to pick up the slack for other people. Um, but if the person has shown that they are doing their work and they come upon a time where they need help, that's one thing, right? It's another thing where the person has like never done anything and never done a portion of any part of their weight, and you know so there's a difference. um and so I think that's always something to look at. And so oftentimes when we get into these relationships, regardless of what the relationship type is, um our intuition has is telling us that, hey, something has changed or is changing, or whatever the case may be. And so you start to begin to look at the outward changes that are happening, or the actions that are happening, and that will kind of confirm to you in a way what it is that is um, happening, or imbalances that may be occurring. And so, um, within that relationship dynamic. And so that way you're able to determine, okay, how can I move forward? And this can be any type of way, like I said, business wise, career wise, like friendships, relationships, all the things. There's always going to be indicators internally and outwardly that tell you exactly what you were kind of like preparing for, or how you need to like begin to maneuver your energy and yourself, so that way you can not continue to pour from an empty cup, or continue to enable an imbalance that is happening or that has happened, because what you're doing is you're going to end up um, just harming yourself because of this imbalance. And so to prevent that, you can listen to your inner knowing look at the actions and create, um, and you can listen to your intuition, look at the actions, and from there begin to um, move your energy in a way that will actually benefit the situation in a better way versus continuing down a road that's toxic, right? So, yeah, namaste.